Unless you've been living under a rock for the last few weeks, you'll know that Cities Skylines 2 trailer has dropped, and among it is a wealth of goodies for us to play with, coupled with masses of player-led features. This got me thinking, what can Cities Skylines 2 teach Frontier for Planet Coaster 2? The first thing that came to mind is just how similar but different Cities Skylines 2 looks from the original. It's been updated with less cartoony graphics and it takes on more of a realistic feel. Planet Zoo was set in the same universe as Coaster, but it's also got the feeling of visual elevation. We're now 6 years down the line for Coaster, and the opportunities to revisualise the game are never more needed. We've had 3 generations of graphics cards since Coaster first released. 2023's only new theme park game, Park Beyond, demonstrates just how good even a cartoony theme park game can look. But the secret here for the game is to feel familiar, but look better than the original. The art of any good game sequel is to take familiar tools and make them better. Cities Skylines will allow road crossing rather than node connecting. It's something that was introduced in Transport Fever 2, and often the best improvements are the ones you didn't even know you needed. Fencing tools in Planet Coaster, for example. We've got Planet Zoo to thank for that one. Or maybe just resizing of objects. That one's with Park Beyond. But either way, Cities Skylines 2 looks set to redefine the tools of the original game and make them more user intuitive. It's no secret that Cities Skylines adapts to the requests of their players. The mechanism for this was mods. Players spotted gaps in the game, created mods to fill them, and then the devs added them into the game over time. Planet Coaster stopped just short of doing this, choosing instead to allow theme makers toolkit items and stopping development of the game. Frontier could learn a lot from this. Most of my parks, as you already know, feature between 60 and 80% of TMTK items. Doesn't mean that the base game items are bad, just means you can't make intricate realistic parks with them, and TMTK fills that need. Planet Coaster probably shouldn't have mod support, but it should have TMTK from the start. Then Frontier could work to add these items to the game over time. City builders of the past were always static environments, then along came weather and day-night cycles, and sometimes they were merged together. Cities Skylines 2 will feel more alive by adding seasons as well. Theme park builders, however, have regressed in this space. We no longer have weather, we've just got this static park with a day-night cycle. So to catch up, Planet Coaster 2 needs to feel more alive than its predecessor. It needs the day-night cycle, weather, and maybe even a meaningful yearly cycle attached to a game mechanic such as open and closed seasons or maintenance windows for all of your parks. Basically, Cities Skylines 2 is going to feel more active and realistic, and Planet Coaster needs to compete with that. And lastly, a sequel should evolve the game. Cities Skylines 2 is taking all of the game mechanics of the original and seriously buffing them out. Management in Cities Skylines 2 is going to be deeper and more meaningful. And Planet Coaster 2 needs to learn from this. Parks need to have access to services like water, electricity, maintenance, theme park support offices, as well as car parks, guest attendance fluctuations, and maybe even building restrictions, planning applications, or blueprint style building for the niche nerd amongst us. Most of these, by the way, already exist in Frontier's portfolios of games, independently somewhere. They just need refining and adding into one place. Theme park building games have always been always open, always on, casual, instant building affairs. This hasn't changed since the days of theme park in 1994. It's time for deeper simulation to evolve for 2023 and beyond. Cities Skylines and even the SimCity sequels are all embracing this with each new title, but theme park games for the most part aren't. They just keep recycling and regurgitating the same thing. The premise of the game remains the same, but the delivery just repeats. And hey, Frontier, if you need a consultant for Planet Coaster 2, I'm open for offers. Until then, I'm over here playing the original.